When it comes to knowing who we are, it's the pointings are like pointing at the light bulb, and then you notice that the light comes out of the light bulb, out of the pointing, and then it becomes so obvious that that is what we were being pointed to all along. It's the most natural state, and all that we can do is point to each other. So that is so simple. You know, it's just, there's so many different pointings. You can say, look at what is looking, or notice light coming in. We can start with noticing the breath and pay attention to the breath. And then you can say, what is it that is paying attention to the breath? And then you're like, oh, it could have a sense of me, or I am. But if you take the label off, that's who you are. It's so natural. It's the most natural thing. And so it's very natural for us to be consciousness. And then it's as if when we see that, we are conscious of it. And that's why it says conscious of being conscious, present with presence, or awareness, aware of itself. All of those words are concepts on the non-conceptual self. Life, existence, aliveness, God, self. None of the words really are it. It's just who we are when we remove every single concept, every concept. That's who we are. And that's very natural, and we cannot not be it. So there is no work. There's no work to establish that, because the nature of consciousness is being conscious. We become conscious of everything that is apparently fragmented. So we become conscious of thoughts, a thinker, a sense of me, emotions, things happening in the world. And so it's like a distraction. And so any work really is to undo the thinkingness, is to undo all the things that we've become aware of, that we are taking to be real, are real experiences, and they are experienced different through each lens of perception. In fact, it's one lens of perception, and it can be a massive lens, and then it can go narrow. And that is really the dance. There is nothing to fight. There's nothing to get rid of. There's nothing to do. It's just understanding. So the purpose for this video is to really get the message home that what is required is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Those three things make up the totality of who you are and how the game is experienced. So knowledge is to know thyself. So there is, it's knowing the nature of the true self, which is who we are. And there are different ways that we do that. My God, there are lots of different ways that we can get pointed to that. And some of us can just be walking down the road and it just becomes a spontaneous, oh, I exist. So it's that knowledge. It's to the knowledge of knowledge is to know thyself. It's to know the nature of thyself. It's to know the intelligence that we are, which is omniscience. It's to know the presence, and it's to know the power. Wisdom is to apply that knowledge. It's not a maintenance, and it's not a doing. Applying the knowledge is, it really is, it's having the knowledge, having the knowledge of all of the koshas and how they function and the science behind each one. So it's not a lot of head knowledge, but once it's more direct. And then that then becomes wisdom. We apply the knowledge and then we say, oh, yes, and now I get it. And that's the understanding, and that's the joy of being. So an example, if we was focusing in on the mental, not the mental body, sorry, the physical body, because we are in the middle of doing some sort of self-care. I'll give an example. Part of the training that I went through with human anatomy and physiology was understanding how water affects the body, and if we don't have enough, if the body's dehydrated. And so it wasn't an absolute, but our tutor did say, if you want to, you can go without water for a few hours so that you can experience thirst, and then drink the water, and then you will feel how beneficial the water is, because we take these things for granted until we're hit with thirst. So I remember doing it, and I did it on a weekend, and I didn't have a drink. I didn't have a hot drink in the morning. I just didn't have a drink at all. And then I think it was sort of like mid-afternoon, I was like, yeah, there is a real desire here. There's a real thirst. And we was told to drink it quickly, as if, you know, we couldn't get enough of it. And that's what I did with the water. And my God, I just felt this burst of aliveness on the body. I was like, wow. So that then, the knowledge was that the importance of water to the physical body. The wisdom was to apply what we was told to experience the importance, and then of course the understanding. So every time that I come across a glass of water now, I just, you know, there's a hand is there, it's like, wow, this, the body really benefits from this. But if we're just told it, you know, oh, you should drink water, you must drink water, it just sounds like noise, because it's just information. And that's really what this is all about. So I have created a video. It's a masterclass video, but it's got a private link. So if you ever want to access that, just drop me an email. It's all in the description. Just drop an email to me and I will send it out to you. And just for the record, I don't collect email addresses and start bombarding you. In fact, I don't really send emails out. I may, you know, send you an email to say, oh, you know, here's a video or something. But most of the videos that I do, you can find them here on this platform. So it's just a masterclass of knowledge, wisdom and understanding, with resting as our true nature, and then the lens of perception, which can be quite wide, or it can come in and be narrowed. And it's to show how we function. Even with it narrowed, it's not a problem. You can still experience the unity consciousness. So I hope this video has helped you. Thank you.